So, Bill, we've talked about the importance of introductions from current clients, but back earlier in this course, you talked about the client as family, and it would seem to me that there are probably some introduction opportunities with existing clients into the family. How do you go about doing that? How does that process lay out?
Well, no question about that. And when you think about the concept of family as client, it's important to recognize that there's sort of two elements associated with that. One is the individuals of the family, and then the family in aggregate. And so I need the advisors to keep sort of that in mind. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make a connection to the individuals inside of that family from a prospecting standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a way to engage. And there's a 4-step process that we like to talk about in terms of engaging inside the family to make those connections. The first step is just to make sure that you've got the couple engaged. It's bringing, the account owner and their spouse together.
Right.
The second step is to make sure that the couples in their conversations are expressing what are their individual goals and aspirations and sort of sharing that with each other. And then getting them to talk about the shared goals that they have and as a couple, and then talk about the family goals that they have. Talk about deep discovery and helping people use mental accounting to think through, right, all of the issues that they have. Right. This is a really great technique to be able to set up then the opportunity to make the connections with the rest of the family. So that takes us to the third step, which is to meet the other individuals in the family. And as you meet them, you talk to them about their individual goals. And of course, the fourth step then is to have family meetings. And in the family meetings, we're getting them to share with each other what their individual goals are and how can the family members support each individual in the family reach those goals. And then we have a conversation about what are the shared family goals that we have and how can each of us contribute to the whole.
So let's take this concept of family meetings a step further, because I hear a lot about the value of family meetings, yet the concept often when expressed by senior members of the family is, I'm not sure that we're ready for that. How do you go about approaching families about doing family meetings, and then how do you organize and run them?
Great question. And I like the use of the word concept, because I think for the advisors right now, this is the right time to talk about the concept of family meetings. So when you think about the goal and the outcome of what you're trying to accomplish, think about it like this. The first piece that we're trying to make sure that happens is we've got sharing and supporting of each other. And what that does is it creates clarity for the family to understand what you need, what I need, and how we can help each other get there. The second thing is around acceptance and tolerance. And acceptance and tolerance helps us understand that what you want isn't necessarily what I want, and I don't have to impose my will on you about what I think you need, right? So that helps with harmony inside of the family. The next piece is commitment and contribution, if you will. What is it that I'm committing to help you with, and what am I going to contribute then to the family as a whole, and what can I expect from your commitment? Then that sort of creates a purpose for the family to be able to move forward into the future. And last, you've got trust and transitions. So when you think about that, the trust is if we help each other accomplish what each of us wants as a group, we'll have a better outcome. The trust is built because of that commitment, right? But the transitions is around, now that I have trust in you, when we have to have these hard conversations, then I'm willing to listen to you about those hard conversations. When I have to have a conversation with Dad about taking the keys from him, he understands and trusts that it's coming from the right place. When we have conversations about transitions of assets or transitions of wealth or transitions of decisioning power of any kind, the trust factor is really important so that people are willing to accept and move through those conversations. Now, what that creates is stability for the family, not only in the short term, but also in the long term.
Okay. So I think it's real interesting. I didn't hear you say at any step in that process that there's a big presentation on how much money the senior generation has, how that money's invested, how much each member of the family is going to get as part of the legacy and estate plan. It's really around creating and executing on this aspirational narrative, correct?
It is. That's the concept. The way that you execute that is you have to absolutely have those conversations on those topics, but understanding that everything behind that is being driven by these big points right here. And I think that helps the advisor to recognize and understand the value that they're bringing to the family. Think about it. If I can help you create clarity, if I can establish and help you have harmony in the home, if I can help you understand what your purpose is, and if I can create stability